Here is your favorite couple again, the smart couple, welcoming you to Relationship Hub. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that is always hot, has always been hot, and will continue to be hot. We're talking about cheating in a marriage. So I always wonder because according to the statistics, right, there's like 20 to 40% of divorces is as a result of infidelity.
Right.
My question is, why do people cheat? Why can't people just be faithful in the commitment that they have made?
Dissatisfaction in marriage.
Okay.
It could be sexual dissatisfaction. It could be unrealistic expectation before getting into marriage that is not met. So that could lead to many things. And many people get into marriage without knowing the other person's strength or capacity or capability very well. And after getting married, they start discovering things. And maybe some of them actually have someone that they were with and they thought that this person exceeded the expectation of the other person, or there's an expectation, and time into marriage they find out that the expectation they had in their mind for their spouse is not being met. They start looking for it
For someone else.
from someone else,
to meet that
and before you know it, it leads to some other things. So
cheating.
yeah, so that's one I would say.
Yeah, I think for me, the one that I hear so popularly, but this is mostly amongst men, is that it is impossible for a man to be monogamous. They just believe that it is a natural phenomenon, a natural thing for a man to cheat. So many a times, most men, but not all men, most men, because this can also apply to women, most people go into marriage with a mindset of, I am not bound to you. The day I don't feel like it, the day I see someone that, tickles my fancy, I can go ahead and do what I want to do because, hey, it's my nature. I can't help it. This is just how I was built and designed. So I think that societal deception is also a reason why people, cheat so easily.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah. Then another one I also look at or may talk about is lack of communication.
Okay.
When environment is not really created for communication, spouse communicating their heart freely. Some start looking for someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Outside there.
I was just going to write that down, like types of cheating, emotional cheating.
Start looking for someone that they can be free with to talk to because they don't find it easy to talk to their spouse. And before you know it, that communication, that talking, that the person they find, God forbid, it happened to be the opposite sex. Before you know it, it's creating bond and closeness.
Usually, it's usually the opposite sex because they're looking for that attention from that person. So they would need to fill that void with an opposite sex.
Yes. So you find out you are married, but you have the opposite sex as a best friend that you can be free to talk to. That
you tell them about all the problems
you're having with your spouse, and it will console you, or she will console you, and at the end of the day, before you know it, it gravitates. It just roll like what's it called, snowball into what you did not plan for.
Yes, and I did hear of someone, a married man who had a lady that he would call anytime, 11 p.m., just odd hours when, just talking about his problems, his issues with his wife. And, some people may say, well, I'm not cheating, I'm just talking to someone. But that's emotional cheating when the emotion that is meant for your spouse, that expression, that vulnerability that is supposed to be something intimate that you share with your spouse, when you take that moment and you go share it with someone else, you're getting attached to that person. That person is also getting attached to you because now they feel they have to listen to you, solve your problem, console you. Before you know it, the day of, oh, can we hang out and let me hear about your problem, can turn to, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't know how you cope with that. Oh my God. Before you know it, that's how it happens,
And actually talking about finding someone to talk to. Some actually may not end up being the opposite sex, but when you are relating with people, either the woman relating with friends who don't see any big deal in cheating, there's no problem. They don't find any problem with it at all. That could also lead, because what you keep listening to when people keep normalizing something you look like is a taboo or it's forbidden or something, after a while, you will start normalizing it and say, oh, Mr. A is doing it. Oh, see, my lady friend, even though she's married, she has a whatever outside. And sometimes this is how people are lured into some things that they did not plan for.
Talking about that, truly speaking, birds of a feather flock together, and evil communication corrupts good manner. My auntie shared with me one time how when she was at work, she was talking to some people who were married, and they couldn't believe that she's been married to a husband and has been with only her husband. They were like, really? Just one beep for the rest of your life? So just imagine you're hanging out with those kinds of people. They're going to be telling you all their new fling, the new dude, and then before you know it, like you said, those things, you become desensitized to that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
That you say, what the heck, I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing that could lead to cheating, I would say, is excessive social media use. Uncensored, unmonitored social media use. A lot of people are cheating not because they went outside to look for someone, but because they were on social media and they found someone, they clicked the like button, they made a comment, before you know it, someone sent a message and they start going back and forth, and there goes the e-fling.
Yeah.
So sometimes excessive social media use can lead to cheating.
Yeah, and also unnecessary freedom too as well. When you, like the other time you went to a store and a guy was speaking to you and said,
let me tell a story. Okay. So I went to the store, to get something. And of course, I always look fabulous, just, I can't help it. But anyways, I went to the store and this person was, kind of following me. And then, I bought my stuff and so he asked me what my name was, and I was polite and I said, I mentioned my name. He said, oh, I'm from your place. And I was happy to meet someone who is from my, where I come from. And then he followed me all the way to the car and he asked for my number. I told him, look, I'm sorry. I'm a married person. I can't be giving you my number. And he said, oh, it doesn't matter. We can just, I promise you, I won't bother you with your phone number. I just want to talk to you as a friend and someone from the same place where we come from. And I insisted. I said, look, I don't feel comfortable giving you my phone number. And then I just nicely walked away and slammed my door, and then he left as well. So
yeah, in situations like that, some will just say, oh, it's just a casual communication.
Just a phone number.
But meanwhile, you already know his you already know his intention.
Yes.
Before he asks for your number. So I don't want to trouble you, but if you don't want to trouble, why still ask for the number?
Why you need a number?
So some unnecessary freedom, some unnecessary kind of interactions in the name of being social also leads to things like that.
Yes,
a lot.
my husband, absolutely.
Yeah.
Another thing that leads to cheating is I think you already mentioned it, but I'm going to put it in a different way. The lack of communication. So guess what? As soon as I got into my car, guess who I called to tell what just happened? I called my husband and said, can you imagine? Someone is toasting your wife. And I told him what happened. I shared what this and shared that and all of that. And that's accountability. That's me opening up myself. My husband does the same thing too. When someone, but it's that communication that safeguards your life. It safeguards your heart, safeguards your emotion when you're free with each other.
Now, talking about cheating. Okay, so let's take a situation where if people, your partner has already cheated on you, or there's a cheating in the relationship, how do we handle it? How should people handle it?
Well, there are several ways to handle infidelity.
Yeah.
And according to the statistics, not all infidelity in marriages leads to divorce. So there are some people who are willing to take other routes to deal with infidelity. One, which of course is the hardest one to do, easier said than done, is to, I know you all are going to blast me on this one, but it's to forgive.
Okay.
That's why I said it's easier said than done.
Yes.
But it's to forgive the person. So now the thing with forgiving someone that has cheated is you have to really think about this, right? What's your course of action? When you forgive the person, Do you want to forgive and work things out, or do you want to forgive and walk away? Forgiving doesn't, it's not something you should debate about. I always like to say that the decision to forgive happens instantly. But the process of forgiving is what takes a while,
Yeah.
right? Because there's so many things you have to deal with. I would like you to talk more, because there's more about this forgiving that we have to unpack besides just forgiving. Like, what does this forgiving entail for the person that has offended and also for the offending?
Honestly, there's a lot of things to look at when you decide to forgive.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a lot of reoccurrence. Unconsciously, as human, you start replaying the things in your mind. So you have to remind yourself to say, I have decided to forgive this person. Honestly, forgiveness is no joke, especially when it has to do with infidelity.
Yeah.
Because anytime you are doing anything with the person, for instance, the picture will keep reoccurring in your mind.
Is this how he was doing it with this person?
If he tells you anything while you guys are in the process, maybe this is what he was saying
telling to that other person. Yeah.
So you have to consciously work on your mind. And say, I have decided to forgive this person, and keep telling the person how you feel. And also the other person have a burden. Yeah. Because the burden of trust is laid on the offender. The offender have to always make the other person, reassure the person that what happened is a one-time thing. It will not happen again. Or whatever led to that has been closed. The doors have been closed. If I was talking too much on phone and that was what led to it with someone, that door has completely been closed. If I was not outspoken about what I see out there to my spouse before, this time I have to start doing things talking more, telling the person how my day went, so it will help to build confidence. Because trust, I said to people, is not a gift. Trust is earned. So you have to consistently build that trust because your spouse have decided to forgive you.
Yes. So another thing, if you are choosing to forgive and work on the marriage, it's important to know that as much as God understands you're hurting, and God is not counting your days of honey, your hurting time is 5 minutes to stop hurting. God is not doing that, because the Bible says God is close to the brokenhearted. And so God understands how you feel when you're hurting. So God is not mad at you for grieving and for hurting about what has been done to you. But if you decide to stay in the marriage, when you choose to forgive, do not make the offender now have to walk on glass and cut himself just to prove to you, hey, I'm sorry, being overboard with what it's going to take to appease you. If you choose to forgive and you want this thing to work, then be easily appeased. I'm not saying just acting as if you're okay and making it easy for the person to feel, oh, that was easy, I can do it again and they'll forgive me. No, just be reasonable. Be reasonable and just go through the process.
Yeah. And for the offender, the cheater, so should I use the word the cheater?
Yeah, the cheater.
Okay. For the cheater, you have to stop playing the blame game. That is not going to lead to any good thing. I keep
forgetting to buy this bell. We need to, what are we going to call it? Something to ring.
Ring, right?
Yeah.
Don't get to a point and say, I cheated. I went out because you were not there for me. I have seen a lot of people, when I want to talk to someone, I don't find you there, so that's why I cheated. I think we discussed this in one of our episodes when we're talking about how to deal with when you have a fight in relationship. Yeah. Don't apologize with defense or with conditions.
Yeah.
Don't tell, or don't, you are asking for forgiveness. Don't come to the point of saying, well, I cheated. Why did you cheat? I cheated because you were not always there for me.
You didn't tell me I was beautiful.
I cheated because the things I want to hear from you, I don't hear it all the time.
I wanted it 5 times and you only did it 3 times.
Yes. Those kind of blame game will not help in dealing with, or you are not helping the person that wants to forgive you. Also, don't get to the point where you start telling the person when to stop grieving. You want to still determine the timeline for the person to grieve the
done
process. You told me you forgave me. Why are you still bringing it up just after 1 week? It takes time to build trust again. As the offender, you have to come to the point where you allow the process play out.
Yes, I like that. Allow the process of the healing process to play out. Because this thing is, there's a difference when a glass breaks a clean crack.
Yeah.
Where you can just put, but infidelity is like it shatters the glass altogether.
True.
So the trust is shattered. And so now you have to find a way to start picking up the little pieces of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Some people, it takes like years to kind of come out of infidelity.
Yeah. So having said that on forgiveness aspect, another way to handle it, for some people, they'll choose to walk away. And honestly, I won't say it is good or bad. I know that many people will say, but Jesus forgave you. Why can't you forgive the other person? You know your heart. You know what you can take. And there are some people who they can't just see you as they used to see you when you guys before the cheating.
Yeah.
And if there's no trust in marriage anymore, trust me,
it's gone.
The marriage is literally gone. It's just like two people living together, suspecting that you have a poison in your heart, or I have a poison to poison you, or you are thinking I'm going to poison you. So if you know you have that kind of heart, the thing to do is to walk away, so that you don't keep living in pain. The Bible says that God did not allow or permit divorce, but in a situation of infidelity or unfaithfulness, that the person is free to walk away.
Yeah.
So that is another way some people deal with cheating.
So I think another thing when it comes to dealing with cheating is, for the offended, don't go and retaliate. This is an action that we see over and over. As a matter of fact, a marriage counselor advised a couple who were trying to, recover from infidelity, advised one of the spouse that was cheated on, advised her to go and cheat. And maybe when she cheats, she might feel better because now they've all been equal. He's done his and she's done his, and now maybe we're going to work, it's going to be okay. It can't be okay because two wrongs can't make it right. You can't. So
that's another way some people deal with.
By retaliating.
Okay.
And I'm saying, if you're in that place where you feel like you have to retaliate to hurt this person as much as they've hurt you, just walk away. Don't go about and do that, because you're hurting your own self too, because you're sharing your body with someone else to hurt another person.
Right.
Come on. So please, I'm just saying, don't do that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because are you actually retaliating? Because some of them will end up doing it. The other person didn't know that you did it. So what are you trying to satisfy? Because if I say I'm using it to get back at you, is to do it in front of you so that you see that I offended you.
I mean, sometimes they would come and tell, I cheated on you too, just so that way you can feel hurt.
Okay.
That's how you made me feel. Now you feel what I feel. And they feel like, okay, now the thing has balanced out. So let's move on. But it can't work like that.
That's crazy, though. So those are the ways some people react to cheating. Now, if you ask me as a person, what way of handling it do I recommend? From the 4 things that we have talked about, I will go on the track of forgiveness. However, the reason why we spend so much time in talking about forgiveness is because forgiveness entails a lot of things. One, you have to actually involve God himself to just help you.
Yes.
In times like that, say, Lord, help my heart. I want to forgive, or I have decided to forgive, but this, I find it hard. My emotions are betraying me. Lord, help me to forgive my spouse,
So also, talking about transparency, now this is for the offender, you that have cheated and your spouse is trying to forgive you. If your spouse didn't have access to your phone before, now it's going to be time to submit your phone.
Yeah.
My password is this, whatever you want. If someone is messaging you, what you have to find extra ways to be transparent. Let this person see everything. put your phones on speaker when a person of the opposite sex calls. Put it on speaker and don't say, my wife is here. No, because that could be a code of, you better be careful.
No, but why you say my wife is here? Why didn't you say my husband is here?
Because
cheating is from both sides, both the male, the female. So sometimes the woman can also say,
it's more with the man.
No, the woman can also say, hey, I'm here with my husband. It's a coded word as well. So
be very transparent. And I think you have said most of the other things.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm gonna say is this. Cheating, I don't believe is an accident. Nobody just accidentally jumps into cheating by accident. The shirt came off by accident.
No, you watch some of those movies, the person will just strip and fall.
And they fall on the bed and nothing. Listen, cheating doesn't happen by accident. Before that act happens, you probably have been flirting with the thought for a while. And because the Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, so he becomes. So as you're flirting with that idea, that thought of cheating, guess what happens? The enemy opens the door. Suddenly, the next person you meet is somebody who is winking at you, and you're like, oh, there goes your opportunity. So be mindful of what you're thinking. Just watch your heart. Guard your heart.
And also, I will add as well that evil thrives in secrecy.
Yes.
I'm a great advocate for transparency and communication in marriage.
Yeah.
Anything that you do, when your spouse knows about it, you will not be comfortable. Avoid it.
Yeah.
Your phone, try to reduce unnecessary long password, coded things.
Even if you have password, your spouse should know about your password. What if an emergency happens? Your spouse should know your password.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Like I know yours, you know mine.
Yeah.
And most times my phone is with you. Sometimes I can pick your phone, not because I want to invade your privacy. It's not issue of because I know some people. It's like I heard some people saying, why will they pick my phone, or why should that? Well, she pick my phone. The question is,
why should, if you can lay in bed with them, why can't they pick up your phone?
No, the point is not that actually. The point is transparency is key.
The only key
in marriage, transparency is key. If people that are testing you know that your husband can pick your phone sometimes, they will behave. If they know that your wife can pick your phone sometimes, they will behave. I heard the pastor was talking about people who have different names for different people. Plumber 1, plumber 2. If you are that type of a person, you are hiding a lot. You're already cheating in your mind, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's that for today. This is a big announcement, but this is for next year. But we want to get your heart ready. We are going to be launching a relationship book for married couples. It's going to be for him and her. Trust me, it is juicy and it will help you by all means possible. So please keep your eyes opened on this page. And next year, we're going to surprise you with one of the best books on marriages. And also, please, for those of you that will be watching this, if you have questions, put them there on the comment section on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you'll be watching this from. We will respond to you. We want to interact with you. Yes. If there are specific things that you want us to talk about or that you want to know, feel free to reach out to us or put it on the comment section. Yes. And we will respond to them. Or any kind of topic you want us to talk about. Yeah, we will talk about it. Thank you guys. Please do well to subscribe, like, comment, and most of all, share this video to everyone that you know. We appreciate you and we can't wait to connect with you next time on the Relationship Hub. Bye-bye.